I will get a comment that calls me a virgin loser and then one that calls me a slut, like right next to each other. And I'm like, so am I a slut or am I a virgin? Like, I think people just think that modeling and asexuality, particularly kind of modeling that I do, doesn't go together just because they don't like seeing asexual people who are good looking, and it perplexes them. If they see you exuding any kind of confidence or doing something that they find sexually attractive, then they think you can't possibly be asexual. If I'm sexually attracted to you, which makes no sense. Well, misconceptions exist because there is a lack of general awareness about asexuality within mainstream culture, education, public policies, in pretty much all areas. People tend to think that asexuality is a mental disorder, physical disorder. It's the same thing as celibacy. It's a lifestyle choice. It's the reflection of anti-sex attitudes, childhood trauma, bad relationship experiences. It's a personality flaw. People think that your sexuality or what turns you on or what doesn't turn you on is a reflection of your character and your life experiences and your personality and your physical makeup, and that it is still seen as being like a very natural, fundamental piece of human existence. There are lots of asexual people who still experience romantic attraction, even if they don't experience sexual attraction. So they still have all of those other feelings. They're just not interested in having sex with the people that they are in love with. And that doesn't make that love any less legitimate or invalid. And similarly, there are people who experience, who are, as we would say, aromantic, which means that they don't experience romantic attraction like me, who aren't asexual. You can't experience one without the other. Is usually the evil character, kind of like the kind of Voldemort-esque character, or it's the alien, it's the robot, it's the Data from Star Trek, or it's your socially inept nerd, like your Sheldon Cooper, who just is very not good at reading people and just kind of lacks in a lot of human empathy, and therefore like the asexuality is meant to be a reflection of that. And then as the characters become more human and become more likable, sexuality just naturally plays into that, and they start to become more normal as they experience sexual attractions. But yeah, most of the time asexuality is represented by awkward white men. When you're trying to come out as asexual, you have to kind of not just convince people that you're asexual, but you have to convince people that asexuality actually exists. So it's twice as exhausting, and it's twice as likely to backfire, and it's twice as much effort. And that is quite discouraging for people who do want to come out, because, I mean, even for me, it took me like 10 years to come out. And that's not because I only came out once in 10 years. It's because I did it very often, and it took 10 years for people to believe me. It was kind of my way of giving the agency back to the asexual community so that we could represent ourselves and show how diverse we are and show how diverse our self-expression is. I think it's beneficial for the whole of the queer community to be as inclusive as possible, not just of different races, and to combat the racism that exists within the queer community, but also to just expand the conversation out of just talking about the L, the G, the B, and the T, because there is a plus and there's a lot that falls within the plus, and I think you're limiting your perspectives of sexuality if you aren't being inclusive of asexuality.